May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. I'm RT Money and I am your host. And I'm happy to see you. Happy to get this going. Really looking forward to next week. All right. I think it's going to be a strong week. It's NFP week. Let's take a look at the economic calendar here. And what we can see is red folders. Love to see some good red folders, right? All right. Monday, got ISM 2. Tuesday, we have JOLTS, job openings, and we have Wednesday ADP, non-farm employment change. Also have ISM. All right, but these are the best days of NFP week to trade, in my opinion. All right, Thursday you get a little consolidative before NFP Friday. Okay, and that's the one. That's the big one. This is the NFP, CPI, and interest rate decisions. Those are the events that can flip a market upside down. All right, it could just turn a market from bullish to bearish, from bearish to bullish. All right, so these are the big ones you want to be careful of. And typically, the day before the market will do this all of Wednesday. All right, just say it was bearish, and then come Thursday it'll do this. It'll do this until we get an NFP, which could go either up or it could go down. All right. So be careful trying to trade in that environment. Okay. But Monday through Wednesday, will be your best days. Thursday, big time caution. I tend to sit back. Friday, that's when I look to get down. Tell me what your plan is for NFP week in the comments section. I'd like to know. All right. Now, what do we see on the weekly time frame on the US dollar? I mean, the US index. All right. The US dollar index. Gosh. All right. I'll get it together. All right. Now, what you can see is price broke these highs here. Boom, boom, taking out the liquidity pools. All right. On the way to what? A large area of fair value. This is an area of fair value, right? It's an order block. It's an area of supply, whatever you want to call it. But there are selling orders in this. If you look closely, you can see the buy up to the sell, the sharp sell off. All right, this is what an order block is made out of, right? And price comes back to mitigate these zones. And what we see is price has been respecting bullish fair value gaps here. All right, here. All right, and what has it done? It's pulled back into them. Two candles, one candle pulling in, the next candle starts to pull out. All right, one candle pulls in, and we got the next candle pulling out. All right, so right now, even though price is reacting to this fair value gap, this bearish area of fair value, uh, you can see that it's reacting to it, and it broke structure to the downside. Now we're pulling back up into what? This is where you start to get into the minutia. All right, let's take a closer look at it on the daily, and what you can see is price is pulling back into an area of supply, another bearish order block, an area of fair value, and price is likely, see how I have that red line there, that red arrow, it's likely to respond bearishly because this higher time frame, this is a monthly and weekly area of fair value. All right, this is a higher time frame order block or a bearish order block, and it's going to overpower a weekly and a daily time frame area, opposing area of demand or a bullish order block. So when price is pulling back, you're looking at it as a retracement because we just had a bearish break of structure. You look for the retracement into this bearish leg. You look for that retracement past the 50% of this trading range, and that'll be your optimal area to look for sells above the 50% of the trading range. You divide it into two sections, and it's easier if you have it on your Fibonacci retracement tool, like so. All right. And the middle, the 50% of this trading range is your equilibrium. Above equilibrium is where you want to take shorts. Below equilibrium is where you want to take longs. But when price has broken structure to the downside, when it's taken out an important low, you have to say, okay, we are bearish now, even though we have this bullish pullback. To what end? So that it could make the higher high, the lower high, to then make the lower low, breaking that low. That's what happened here. Price was in an uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high. How do we know the uptrend is over? When it breaks structure to the downside. Boom. All right. When we start to see that market structure shift, which is an early calling sign that the market is switching from bullish to bearish uh, uh, in bias, then we start to say, okay, it's probably going to be a retracement, and this will probably be the area in which it turns around. Now, if price breaks this high, all right, if price breaks that high, then it'll likely go to break this high deeper into uh, the larger area of supply, the monthly, weekly that we talked about already. And if it takes this high, I'm starting to look for another sell off, because this is the an overextended market. It's been bullish for a while. It's already given a high sign that of a market structure shift, that we're probably heading down. All right. If it goes up here, I'm still going to be looking for price to turn around. I do not think price will continue higher. There's a lot of fundamental reasons behind that. Now, all right. So I am bearish in my bias for the week ahead. All right. And I'm looking for that low to be the draw on liquidity. All right. That low right here. So again, I'm not going to just jump into selling the market as soon as the market opens. I'm going to wait to see what the reaction is when it gets up into this area of supply. All right. If it breaks that high, then I know we're probably going to be breaking that high. I'll be backing off on all sells of the US dollar. All right. Now, if we go to the euro, we're looking just for the exact opposite. All right. I'm going to run through this because this is the exact opposite of what I just gave you. All right. Large area of demand here. All right. Uh, Price has given us a sign, a market structure shift from bearish to bullish, and it's pulled back. What does it pull back into? It pulls back into a level of demand here, as you can see, and we'll wait to see what the reaction is. All right, I'm looking for price to start to push higher, as I believe the US dollar will get weaker. All right, and as far as a draw on liquidity, I am looking for this high and this high as my draws on liquidity for the upcoming week. Can I get that done? Yes, I can. Can I get this one done? Oh, yeah. All right. Now, if it goes on to break, watch, if it goes on to break this low and gets beyond that, then I'm looking for price to take out this low. All right. And again, uh, this is an important low. There's likely a lot of liquidity down there, just like there was liquidity under these lows. All right. Just like price came all the way down to dive into this area of demand. And you see that we have a market structure shift poking its head and closing above the higher time frame area of demand. I'm thinking that it will see some follow through. So we'll see how it reacts to the demand that it is in right now. This is on the weekly time frame. If we look at the daily, you'll see it very clearly. Break of market structure shift. We go bullish. It goes back into the area of demand, and I'll be looking for. Now, this is a weekly area of demand. I'm glad I happened upon this. You look for on the daily. Look for where's the demand that it should follow. It should fall into. It should be this one here. All right, and I'm looking for price to find its support there, and then start heading towards these targets. We'll see if it holds. We'll see if the demand holds. All right. If it breaks that low, then I'm looking at that low to be next. And once it takes, as it takes lows, I'm looking for it to turn around. You understand? This one and the one that I pointed out earlier. This one and this one. So we'll see. All right. Bullish until further notice. Not very different for the British pound. I'm going to stay on the daily. As you can see, price is broken structure to the downside, and then we see a turnaround. All right, I love a good turnaround, right? We took this low out, but we didn't take out this low. We took this low out, thinking of the liquidity that's there, but I thought I was thinking that it was going to go lower. We have a market structure shift here. We have a market structure shift. I didn't mark it. We have a market structure shift here, and another one followed. You see the bullish fair value gap was respected by this candle right here. And then you see another bullish fair value gap. It's this thing that's driving me crazy. All right. You see another bullish fair value gap that was not as respected. All right. But it was another bullish fair value gap. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. And it's coming to this area of demand. I'm looking for price to find support here and continue higher. Therefore, my draw on liquidity will be here. All right. And we'll see how that works out. If price takes out this low, and I believe this, the fair value gap is just invalid now because it's already been used. So we'll be looking at this area of demand if price takes this low out, and then I will be looking for price to find its footing and continue higher as the US dollar gets weaker. Got it? But we'll look here first. This is my first area of interest, and we'll see if we can find the support to go higher there. Okay, if we go to the Aussie dollar, all right, Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar are almost identical. You can see we're taking out a very big area of order, not liquidity, and we're down over here, coming towards these lows. If I can show you them real quick, we have a low here, we have a low here. This is the very next target. We took this one out, if I'm not mistaken. And if I can get over to that page, we'll be all right. Yeah, we did take it out this past week. And no, actually, we took it out earlier than this past week. But we're still, we have a bullish break of market structure to the upside here. All right, boom. All right, that means we're going to come back to an area of demand. And here we are in that area of demand. Will the demand hold? Yes, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking. You see how price smashed down into that with that news candle. I'm looking to see if this turns around here. I'm looking for that high to be taken out. Price came up into this bearish fair value gap, respected it, gave it a big old respect candle, and now we're in this area of demand. I want to see if this thing holds. If it does, and it finds its footing, I'm looking for price to move up as the US dollar gets starts to weaken. Now, this thing has to be timed, all right, with that weakness coming to the US dollar. So, uh, if we look at it, bear this in mind with the other majors that I just went over, all right, we're going to see momentary strength in the US dollar coming into that area of supply, and then a drop off from there. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. We may take out those highs, we don't know, but we'll see. We're looking for that reaction there. If we go back to the Aussie dollar, we're already in the area of demand. All right. It could come towards the extreme of this demand down here as as the US dollar uh, reaches up into that area of supply. I'm looking for price to reach down into this area of demand a little further, right? And then find its footing and see if it starts to push up. All right. If it takes out these lows, we're probably heading towards this low. But this is the low I want to see. That'll help me gauge that. I don't think if it takes this low, if it takes this low, it's heading towards this low. Once it takes this low, doesn't mean we're automatically going down here. It just means that we're taking out a large liquidity pool, and we may have enough for a price to turn around. But that's a whole lot of ifs and whatever. All right, we're in demand. I'm looking for the reaction here. We'll see how that does, with bearing in mind what the US dollar is going to do. All right, New Zealand dollar is exactly the same. All right, you can see that we're very close to that very pivotal area of liquidity here, and there's an area of liquidity beyond that low. All right, we don't have to go down here. We don't have to. All right, you can see that there was a market structure shift to the upside here. All right, and price has already returned to this area of demand. This is a daily area of demand within a weekly area of demand. So I'm looking for price to find its footing and turn up as the US dollar weakens, providing it gets weak, of course. All right, and this would be my area, my draw on liquidity, and this one. All right, that's the plan. We'll see how it all plays out. Canadian dollar. All right. It's been very consolidative, and you see how it's dripping down. And we had a market structure shift down here. I'm not really all that interested in trading this because it's bearish and it hit a very pivotal low here. I'm waiting for it to turn around. I'm looking for a bullish market structure shift, and I'm not going to touch it until I see it. That's it. All right. A bullish market structure shift would happen when it breaks this high. All right. Otherwise, it may come down to take this low and then turn around. But as soon as it starts to show signs that it wants to go higher, that's when I'll get interested. All right. That's the Canadian dollar's futures. You're looking for the exact opposite on the Canadian dollar, uh, 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 US dollar CAD. All right. You can see prices responding to a bullish fair value gaps, but I'm waiting. It may come up here and take that ultimate high out here, right? Might come up there, take that high out, and the once it takes out these highs, I'm looking for sells. I don't want to take buys up this high. I just don't. You can if you'd like to. I don't. Okay. The Swiss francs. This is probably my last one. I can't get to the end. The Swiss francs, not too much different. Bullish fair value, bullish market structure shift. All right, prices already come back into the area of demand. Will it turn around? I don't know. We're going to find out. We're in a daily demand right now and inside of a weekly area of demand. Price could be coming for this low over here. All right, price could be coming for that low and then turn bullish. I don't want to take sells while it's down this low in this leg. So I would wait for my buys once it takes out that low. All right. I will see you in the next video. I'll include the yen, and I'll see you